Here are a few things I wish I knew before committing to UCLA. I wish I knew how many people genuinely went to this school. I knew it was a lot. That's actually one of the biggest reasons why I committed to UCLA, because I was like, oh, it sounds so fun, so many different people. Yeah, no. Good luck trying to find a place to study in a library. It's always filled to the brim. From my knowledge, there's only one library on campus that's actually open 24/7. One. And it's not that big of a room. So you got to get there early. Going to the gym, you have to either go super early or super late, because if you go in between, yeah, you're bumping shoulders with everybody. It's packed. I wish I knew that my professors will not know I exist. I realized that they don't know who I am unless I make it very known, because the class sizes are so big. This goes back to how many people go to school. If you want to make that one-on-one personal connection with your professor, you're gonna have to go to office hours, which is not impossible. I just never did, really. So I went to office hours for my TAs, so my TAs know who I am. Professors, no. Which is also an issue, because you need letter recommendations, most likely for your future career or whatever you do. So make relations with your professors freshman year so you can get those letter recommendations before you graduate. I wish I knew how expensive it was to live in Westwood. You know, Bel Air is right across the street. Beverly Hills is down the street. Yeah, with that being said, everything around is expensive. Yeah, save up some money or get a job. I wish I knew that I'd be living in a 2x2 room with 2 other girls. I didn't know that. I thought I was gonna have a college experience like the ones in the movies where, you know, it's just you and one other roommate and it's like a pretty big room, you know, 2 beds, they're pretty far from each other. No, I actually got put in a small room with 2 other girls. It was like 2 bunk beds, small closets, small everything. I mean, it was fun because they were cool, but I couldn't imagine living like that with somebody I hated. There are several people that I know that hated their roommates, or they had issues with their roommates. They just didn't like going back to their dorms. That sounds awful. I wish I knew how difficult it was to get housing after your sophomore year. I didn't get housing for my senior year, so I'm actually living in an off-campus apartment. It is quite literally the Hunger Games when it comes to finding a place to live. I forget what the jobs are exactly, but I know that if you work in like housing, for example, you get priority to pick like where you want to live for the next school year. I didn't know that, so I wish I knew that, because I would have worked in housing. I wish I knew how long the lines were to get food. Freshman year, when I lived in the dorms, I used to wait over an hour sometimes to get food. But that was from like the food trucks. Those always took forever. I wish I knew that ahead of time. And this last one is just lack of research on my end, but I wish I knew UCLA was on the quarter system, because it moves so fast. You gotta keep up. You cannot fall behind, because you only have about 10 weeks. So within week 2 of a quarter, you're taking midterms. So yeah, you can't fall behind. And on top of that, if you have friends, which I have majority of my friends that aren't on the quarter system, so our breaks don't align. So I'm not able to go on break with them, unfortunately.